Hi, welcome, I'm Hannah. I apologize if it's a little bit loud. There's like some lawn services going on outside, and I take no responsibility. The fault is all my cat's because she is enjoying life sitting at the window. Right, baby? You having fun? You good girl? Today, I am going to share with you my dupe palette for the Colourpop Barbie collaboration. I think this is like the first time in a while that I've looked at a Colourpop palette and been like, wow, they did a good job. I feel like they're kind of getting reputation nowadays with all the collab palettes that they're kind of like playing it safe. They're very light colored, very like pastel, not enough depth. They also have all the monochrome palettes, which like, you know, I like them. There's good things about them, but like it's getting a little bit old in my opinion. There's like, you went through all the primary colors. We don't need like the light version of every color now. It's like how many mint shades do you need? How many light pink shades do you need? Come on, Colourpop. But this palette, I think it's actually nice. And I think my thing nowadays is that I like these palettes that have like a neutral side and also have like a specific color story. So I like that this one is neutral with teal and pink, but it also has like the pops of like the yellowish and the orange. I really like it, but it's not vegan. I looked today, I had also watched Makeup Just for Fun, her video, and she noted that in the ingredient list it had listed carmine. So I kind of expected that, but I'm also like annoyed with Colourpop for that, because like I know that they can make every color vegan because they have every color vegan in, you know, in some way, and it just feels like, why do they have to like include the one shade with carmine? I don't know. I don't get it. But I made my own little palette. Sometimes when I make these videos, I kind of like discover the shadows along with you. This time, it was like last night that I was thinking about this and I kind of just went through and made my own palette. I guess let me know what you think. Is it like missing something when I don't like go through my single shadows on camera? Let me know. Here's the reveal of my custom Colourpop Barbie palette. Ooh, I like it. I like it also seeing this color story on the black background, because in the palette it has like a light pink background. Yeah, I didn't swatch anything out yet because I'm going to do that now. So it's possible that they're not like the best match ever in my collection. If there's something like glaringly obvious, then I might go back and replace, but for the most part, it doesn't have to be exact. It's fine. I think that my yellows go like a little bit more yellow than it did in the palette. That's fine. I like it. Yeah, so we're gonna go through all the shadows and I'm going to swatch them out, and then after that I'm going to create a look using this. I guess I'll take off my watch. The first shadow is Chandelier from Clionadh. I really like this one. And I think it does look kind of similar to how the first one looks in the pan, but in the swatches I've seen this palette, I think this is like a more dimensional color, which I guess is to be expected. This is Clionadh, these are Colourpop. I think we all kind of know that like Clionadh might have more like interesting shadows than Colourpop does. So that is Chandelier. Next up is a light pink, and for this one I grabbed Princess Pink from Give Me Glow. Next up is kind of like a yellowy leaning gold, so for this I chose Corrosion from Clionadh. There are two oranges in the palette, so the one that's next up is one that looks like slightly more burnt, the other one's kind of more of like a bright orange. This one's from Devinah. I think it's called Iduna? I-D-U-N-A? I don't know, the I is like a little funny looking, but I think that's the name of it. If it's not, I'll correct myself on the screen. It actually comes up pretty nice. I think this one can be built up more, but I like that it has this capability to be kind of more of like a transition shade. Next up, they have a bit more of like a taupey bronze. So for this, I chose Unexpected from JD Glow. The shade's really cool. Yeah, I love how like unique that is from the other colors. I really like this already. And so fun using my own shadows, because like if I bought this palette, I'm kind of like leaving it up to their formula, but these are all shadows that I've already kind of like done the research for and like so far decided to keep in my collection. Like these are shadows that I know I really like, so I'm bound to get a better result choosing them from my collection than buying this palette. Even if it's not an exact replica, these are the ones that I know I really like because I handpicked each one of them. So next up, it looks like a slightly mustardy yellow in the palette pictures. So mine's more of a true yellow, but I like a true yellow. It's a little liberty I took with this palette. This one is Take Flight from Colourpop. I also really like this as like a transition color for like a kind of neutral look. I feel like yellows kind of border like neutral looks, you know? Now the next one is a hot pink, and I actually don't have a hot pink matte in my collection. They're kind of hard to find in a vegan formula. I'm actually really excited because I have the Serenity palette from Menagerie, the collaboration with Annette's Makeup Corner. I have that one on the way to me now. So that one has a hot pink matte that will soon become one of my singles. So that's really exciting. But for now, I included the closest I have. This is Sincerely from Colourpop. I think it's just like a little bit more of like a purpley hot pink. I mean, I guess it's like my shirt's hot pink. It's not that far off, but I do like pink. It is kind of funny that I don't have like a true hot pink in my collection thus far. That one's super pretty though. I always really like that shade. Next up is a hot pink shimmer, and I have a couple in my collection. I decided to go with Jellyfish from Give Me Glow, which is kind of more of like a blue-based shimmer, but I like it. Super pretty. I think it goes with the pink matte that I have pretty well also. Next up is a turquoise matte. For this one, I have Formation from Colourpop. At first, I thought this one might be deeper than the one in the palette, but I think it's pretty spot on. Yeah, that one's nice. It's funny with the hot pink and the teal, because I feel like that's kind of like a color story from the early 2000s that people really liked. But somehow with these like awesome metallics, it looks fresh. And also, I guess Barbie's not meant to be like the trendiest thing, so maybe that's why it works too. Next, there's a dark brown matte. So for this one, I grabbed Pride from Menagerie. Super soft. I love this formula. Please excuse my cat scratch. I tried to pick Zoro up without her permission yesterday, so my bad. Her fault about the window, my fault about the scratch. So the next one in the palette, it's more of a mustardy yellow than the other yellow. So I went with the same kind of like, this one's more mustardy than that one, but the one that I have in my hand I feel like might be more similar to the top one in the palette. It's fine, there's no rules. This is Cub from Menagerie. Yeah, so you can see that Take Flight is much more bright and Cub is a little bit more neutral. The next one in the palette is kind of like a rosy, matte, mid-tone brown. So for this one, I chose a shade that I really like because I really like rosy mid-tone browns. This is Cherry Cocoa from Glaminatrix. I had this in my, I think my Valentine's Day single shadow palette, and I was really enjoying it. Super soft. That's such a pretty color. Ooh, that makes me so excited. The next shade is kind of like the metallic counterpart of the other turquoise teal color. For this one, I have Malibu from Colored Raine. Pretty. Two more in the palette. We have a kind of like a warm toned bronze, definitely deeper than the ones in the top row. So for that, I chose the Monarch from Looxi. I feel like I have like every brand in my collection represented here. I guess there's no Adept or Terra Moons, but I have a lot of brands. I've got a lot of brands in here. And I'm gonna have all the shadow names listed in the description box because I know I'm kind of moving quick. But either way, the point of it is not to necessarily get the same ones that I have. The point is to look at your own collection to get it. You know that. Just wanted to say it to hear myself say it. Super pretty. I'm not much of like a bronze girl. Like if anything, I like these more because they're more bold. But I think a lot of people really like a bronze. I think there is a time and place for it. And I could see myself using the bronze, especially with like this cherry cocoa and like the yellows, maybe even the pinks. Like a pink and bronze look is kind of nice for summer. I'm gonna build it up a tiny bit. Finally, we have like the more bold orange. For this one, I have Mesa. This one's from Looxi. It actually looks less bold here than I thought, but I still think it's different enough from the other one that it's fine. So yeah, that's my Barbie palette. I'm really excited for this. What I did after I made that SpongeBob palette a couple weeks ago, which I realized as I was making it that like I really like the color story, I ended up using that and making a ton of looks with it in like the weeks just for my own personal like fun putting makeup on. And I definitely foresee myself doing that with this palette also because I'm like really excited about it. Like I saw the color story and I was like, I know I like this. And I feel like seeing it laid out with my own personal shadows that I know I like it even more than I thought I was going to like it. So I already have some primer on my eyes and I'm going to do a look with this. I want to incorporate a bunch of colors. I might just start like kind of dabbing things here and there and see where it goes. To start, I'm going to go in with the yellow, Take Flight, and I'm going to pop that kind of like high in my inner crease. Under that, I want to take a little bit of this Rusted Orange from Devinah and kind of make that more of a transition shade. I'm going to bring that out a little farther too. I don't know how this is going to work, but I think right under that, I want to go in my pinkish matte. I kind of don't mind so far that like they look like they're kind of like spirals sticking out, like they're not blended together, they're just kind of like different things sticking out from different things. And under that, I'm going to go in with Formation, that's the teal. I feel like I'm like a bird and these are like my little bird feathers, and I like it. I'm going to kind of layer the edge of that teal with the Teal Shimmer Malibu from colored Raine. Ooh, just kicked my camera, sorry. Wow, this is all coming together so quickly because I know that I want to put Jellyfish on that intersection because I really like the idea of tying the outer to the inner like that. And also kind of funny, I'm like wiping it off in between, but I've done everything so far with this one brush. This is like an old Morphe brush, it's just like a flat shader. Okay, so for now, that's good for my top. I'm going to put on my base and everything, and we'll be right back for the lower lash line. Okay, my base is on. I'm realizing now that my my little bird feathers are like a little bit uneven, but I haven't decided yet if I care. First, for my inner corner, I'm going to go in with that Princess Pink from Give Me Glow. I'm gonna pull that down into lower lash line a little bit. I have less of a plan for this lower lash line, and I think I might kind of echo my crease, but I am going to take this Mesa from Looxi, the more bold orange, just for a little variety, just for a little bit of fun. Oh yeah, that's fun. Wow, that looks a lot more bold than it did in the swatch, right? I think so. Cool. And I kind of like how it looks like the teal's just like cut through that pink. This one I think I actually will extend that teal a little bit up there because it doesn't have that same like cut through effect because it doesn't stick out as much. Alright, cool. I like this. I'm going to put on my mascara, my eyeliner, my lips, and we will be right back. So this is the finished look, and I really like it. I've said before, I love when palettes have corresponding colors in different formulas or in different tones. I feel like it makes it really easy to make a look. I love that I had the more dull orange, the more bright orange. I had the pink in a matte and a shimmer, and the same with the teal. I'm really into this palette. I didn't even touch any of the neutrals today, but I think that is also what is going to make this such like an awesome wearable palette. And I'm definitely going to keep this in this palette and make a lot of looks with it, just like when I sit down to do my makeup. I'm really excited. And that's everything for today. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this, please give me a like and subscribe. It would mean a lot to me and my little baby here. And that's everything for today. Bye!